Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
We're here to talk one of our favorites. It's Monday night. It's Below Deck Sailing Yacht, Season 4, Episode 4, Lazy Daisy. Right off the top, Brian, very unfair episode title, in my opinion. I don't think Daisy was lazy. Uh, I don't really think any of the interior were lazy at all this episode. I just don't think it's a good title. What do you think?
You think they did it for the rhyming?
Yeah, but I mean,
Gotta be that.
I like literary devices more than anyone, but like do some like alliteration, like go do something, Glenn. Like,
Scumbag Gary.
it's just Gary's gross, like anything, like literally anything. Um, we talked about Gary. It's where the episode ended there. Gary still having, I guess you would say, strife with Chase. It's not going to go well for Chase, obviously, being the person underneath of Gary and seems to like his position. And Glenn loves him. Glenn
Mhm.
even said in the tip meeting, like, you can tell the difference when you're here. Not really sure what I saw different, but I guess we will
Right.
see as the season goes on. But he is also a big old scumbag because he did talk to Chase. Chase told him that he liked Mads, and he immediately goes back to the table and starts flirting with Mads. Episode ends with him making out with Mads. I'm pretty sure I know your opinion on Gary.
Yeah, he's a loser to me. Didn't doesn't Alex like her as well?
Yep. But
So
I don't think Alex cares as much though. Alex fell asleep in the hot tub. I think Alex made out with like two or three girls in the hot tub that night. Like he seems like somebody who wouldn't get his feelings hurt. Chase looks like someone whose feelings is going to get hurt.
right, because he told him, but they look like on a preview that like he was like, why is he telling me this? Um, Alex could be annoyed by it just because he's probably rubbing it in his face because that kind of just seems like his personality. Like he likes to like show
Douche.
that he has power.
Yeah, he's a douche. He's a
Yeah.
tool. And again, like you just said, I think it's gonna be less about the individual girl and just more about like the
Yeah, it's his
talking about
personality.
it and him just like obviously trying to pull like Mr. Steal Your Girl and try to just put in your face like she picked me over you. It's like
Right.
cool, dude.
They're
Like
just backhands, bro.
just well, F them.
Bro.
They're just deckhands. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you're a deckhand. That's what you are. You're just worked. You're like a lifeguard who's just worked longer. So like you're the head lifeguard. You're just the
Right.
head deckhand. Oh my god, I hate
You
people like
make the
that, dude.
schedule. Like
Oh my, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Um, wasn't a huge fan of Mads though, as far as like some of the comments this week. I didn't like the Chase has no game, and there's other guys in this boat that I can just hook up with. I don't, just came off a little gross to me. Just to be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I mean she has a confidence in herself.
Well, it's the same thing I'm saying about Gary. Like I'm not saying it because it's a girl versus doing it. Like it's not like slut shaming or anything like that. Like I just don't. They're just mean girl comments. I just don't like the mean. You're on a boat. Like you guys are you're waitresses and maids. Like
Mm,
can you just chill out? Like the cameras make everybody feel like they're bigger than they are. You know what I mean? It's just
mm.
like I don't know. That's just my opinion. The first show that I genuinely usually just feel wholesome about, I just felt like that. Some of the cast comments, like especially Gary and Mads, I just didn't like them this week.
No, I mean the only person that I really truly feel like I really like when she's on camera is it's Amelia, right? She's the chef.
Aleisha.
Alicia, my bad. Yeah, I love her, man. I really like her. Like I just enjoy watching the food. She's like really creative. I'm really enjoying just like the things about this season more than the main one.
Yeah,
Just like the boat stuff, and like this time we got a lot of like her doing like meticulous work cooking. I thought
yeah.
it was
She
really
did the bourbon themed dinner, which was
cool.
awesome. She did really good breakfasts. She even had a lunch that was like 10, 15 minutes late, but she was like very self aware about it. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
meltdown situation. There was no cursing, and it was just well done. Well, one thing I will say is like the interior definitely works super well. With like Daisy and the chef work really well together.
Yeah,
Like
that's
so
true.
far, I mean, I'm sure inevitably we'll get some kind of argument from the kitchen versus the galley versus the interior, but usually like on below deck, you see it within like an episode or two of like the friction going to be there.
Mhm.
And I so far so good. I mean, I think
Yeah, I
like you
agree.
said, is when the food's really super good, it's hard to like hate the chef.
Right. Yeah, and I mean the guests seem to enjoy it. I mean, she just seems to be that's probably the only constant between both charters so far. It's like the food has been like the high point or one of the high points.
Captain Glenn at least parked the boat again this week. He woke up when the wind got super windy at night, up to almost 20 knots. They were dragging the anchor a little bit. Turned out to be like within acceptable range, but it is pretty cool to see like when they showed the camera from
Yeah.
like middle of the night to the morning and just like how
Yeah,
much
that
like
was really cool.
I was like again, like you said, like give me even a little bit more of that stuff, just even some shots, right? Like that would be
Right.
really cool because I like learning. Like you said in 4 episodes this season, I've learned way more about how boats work than I've
I agree.
ever learned on Below Deck.
Yeah, I think that stuff's super interesting. It's like the same reason why I like Amazing Race. Like it's a fun show, but you still get like a sprinkle of like knowledge in there, and it's nice to get that in some of our shows because we definitely don't get it in some of our other ones. So we need to have some of these other shows that we like giving us that knowledge.
No, for sure. So again, the charter went super well, no real complaints. They were even conscious of themselves, like leaving towels and stuff on the floor, which
Yeah.
I thought was really nice. 23,000 US was the tip. Great tip. It was a little bit over like something like 2,200, 2,300 euros a piece for them to
hmm
spend while they're out and about. So far so good. I know this boat is going to blow up at some point. We didn't get there yet. Um, good job. Like I said, I've made a little joke at the beginning, but I thought Glenn was good this week. I thought it was really funny when you saw him like rummaging for food. Like, why didn't he just go to dinner?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, why doesn't he just go?
Glenn just comes off like a dude who's like married. He's like a dad, and he just like is just like chilling in and saves like every dollar he makes probably, and
Yeah.
is not going to go out. And he'll probably go out when like the owner of the yacht sponsors like the dinners, like they usually do, and like the excursions. But we're just tired, you know.
Is
Just
that how it is though, Bill? Like, do they separate themselves? Like, they don't go out with the workers in other
Captain
seasons?
is like, I know it's funny because we're watching this like Bravo show and all, but like captains of these like vessels in any level, like bigger than like little crappy boat, do treat themselves almost like a military rank. And so they try not as much like fraternize, like having dinner with the captains, like a
Yeah.
special thing. They do it like a
Yeah.
couple times a season, but like also too, like, you're used to like Sandy last season. Sandy doesn't drink. So Sandy's not really gonna like stay out. Captain Lee like
He was just
very
injured. I just figured he didn't go because he was hurt.
well. Even if you go back to the older seasons, like he does not go out and like he's been Captain Lee's been married for like 55 years, like literally, like so like he's not going out and partying with the crew.
So like, what does he eat? Like, I'm just thinking, like, what do they eat? Because if everyone's gone,
I don't know. He's just again, he's coming off like a goofy dumb dad because they're literally on a yacht with like the best ingredients and food in the world, literally right in his storage, and he's not going for that. He's like going through the chips. Like, oh,
yeah,
this might be good. Like,
yeah.
I'm like,
If
dude,
anybody knows, like, what, like, definitely
there's
drop a comment
he
for
can
sure,
definitely
please.
go and get the eggs out of the fridge. You know what I
Like, could
mean?
he
Like,
get like, yeah, could he get Uber Eats or DoorDash to the boat?
they do pizza deliveries like to these yachts and stuff. On the one, they did get like pizzas.
Okay,
So
but he can't
depending
do
on
that
where they are.
every. He can't do that every time. He'd be fat.
No. But again, Brian, I'm telling you, he could also just go down into the damn freezer that they
Right.
have
Yeah.
and get truffle butter, eggs, whatever the hell he wants, and whip it up. Or like when the chef gets back, ask, and she would make him something. Like they would do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought a good overall episode. I think the
hmm
season's been great. Like I
Yeah,
love
I've
the
enjoyed it.
season so far. So
Yeah.
uh, make sure you're subscribed here on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. We're covering everything from this to the challenge to Survivor 44, 90 Day Fiance, Married at First Sight. The Jersey Shore season finales this week. Depending on how it goes, we may cover that. We also have a few other shows coming up in the summer. Just be paying attention to what's going on our socials. You'll see the shows that we're covering. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.